Hello and welcome to the studio for another week or fortnight or whatever it is. It's getting quite regular now. I'm actually getting a bit confident I might be able to say welcome to the regular fortnightly visit. Dare I say that? We'll see how it goes. But last week I think I mentioned the fact that I would be talking about projects this year. I've got a lot of ideas and I want to be able to produce a lot of them, but sometimes paid work gets in the way and I can't produce everything I want to. But the plan this year is to produce the second Big Old Bear book. The first one should be up around here somewhere. I'm putting the finishing touches to an Adam and Eve book collection. And I want to work on the second in my series of Castle Comics. And there'll be more about that in the next few weeks, as I'm hoping to start doing the first page. And if I do that, I'll do it on this channel, so that'll be something to look forward to, hopefully. Notice that the sales of my books are starting to rise, and that's directly linked to this YouTube channel, so it's obviously people on here who are buying them, so thank you very much. That really helps support me. I'll probably mention that more in the video later on. In fact, I know I will, because I've already filmed it. So thank you, but I can't thank you enough for that. That is what will keep me going. Hopefully be able to fund this YouTube channel and me producing my own work and funding my own career, which is great. That's all us cartoonists really want, is to be left alone to draw silly things. And I will continue to do that as long as people pay me for the right to be able to live the life I lead. That aside, had a few days away, took a few days off, and I went up to a part of the UK called the Peak District, which is just above the middle part of the UK. Excuse me, and had a lovely time there and noticed a few things. I was wandering around aimlessly, and because I've got no one to talk to, it's just me, so I'm just walking around looking at things, and I noticed something. I noticed people's love affair with their mobile phones. I knew about it before, but when you go out walking and you've got all this beauty around you and all you're doing is looking at your phone, following a route, kind of like defeats the object a little bit. At least with a map, you had to took it out, stand there, look at it, look around, think, right, that's it, put the map away and then go. These people are walking around like that with this damn phone in front of them, just staring at it and just walking, and there could be anything going on around them. They don't pay any attention. So I decided to do a cartoon about it. A cartoon that will probably go on my cartoon stock site as well, because it is going to work out as a bit of a joke. So I'll pencil it, I'll ink it, and you can follow me along with the process. I know I do say at the end of the penciling, I'll probably just speed it up, the inking bit, and put some music on there. But ignore me, I know nothing. I don't even know what I'm thinking, let alone anything else. So we'll pay no attention to that. The whole thing's going to be me chatting, inking, penciling, because I don't know what you pick up from it. It might be something you really need to know. Hope it is. So we shall go somewhere and we'll see the idiot with the pencils and then the idiot with the brush. You double idiots. Can't you lucky? Right, see you that way or this way or that way or that way. Well, hello again and welcome back to the studio. I think I may have pointed out in the introduction. May have not. If I didn't, here we go again. Because like I said, I tend to do the introduction after I've done the video, sometimes up to a week later. So what happened? What have I been up to? Well, I'm glad you asked. I've been off wandering around the Peak District. Now, the Peak District, to those of my followers from abroad, is one of the meccas, shall we say, for people who like to go walking or hiking or rambling, as we used to call it, though it's still called that or not. But just basically going out there. Families can go out there for a day. They hire bikes and generally get in everyone's way. And then the walkers, you sort of just tend to go all the way around the countryside and get the fantastic views. But it's changed over the years in the respects of all the gear. I mean, I got there, and I realised that the waterproof, or rather, what do they call? I used to call them cagoules. I don't know what they're called now. They're just the jackets that you wear to sort of keep the wet out and keep yourself dry. And yeah, just like it used to be a rain mac. Only nowadays it's all changed. It's all high tech. And mine anyway. Mine had was just no more use. I think it had seen better days. So I had to buy another one. Now, like I say, the place I went to is some kind of a mecca for walkers. You've got up around that area, there's kind of like 3 major places. There's the Lake District, there's the Yorkshire Dales, and there's the Pennine Way. And they're all sort of like around each other. And I've done the Yorkshire Dales, I've done the lakes, I've not done the Pennine Way yet, so I'm down here. So this place is going to be popular. Look, this is a mobile phone I'm drawing now. More about that, and it will make perfect sense soon, I hope. Yeah, so I thought I need a coat, I need a jacket. So I went to one of these specialist shops. There were 3 of them, in this little village, and it was a small town, little village, whatever it was. And they were all closing down, even closing down sales. Isn't that sad? Indictment of our times, isn't it? Walking is a very popular pastime, but still not enough money around to sustain them. So anyway, they were closing down, so I went in there, but I bought this coat and it was £27. I mean, I've never spent £27 on any item of clothing, up to and including shoes. So I said, why is it so expensive? And the guy said, oh, he's specialist. I said, what's the specialist about it? He said, it's sort of ventilated. No, not ventilated. What do you call it now? What do you call it? Ventilated. Breathable, that's right. He said, it's a breathable jacket. So what do you mean by that? He said, well, if you sort of overheat when you're walking, which I do. He said, these help. And he showed me these like, well, to me, it looked like all the world, like they were tears, to be honest with you. And he said, that's breathable, that is. I said, that's holes. You just put holes in them. No, he said, that makes them breathable. I said, right, if that's breathable, I said, I've got breathable socks, because they got holes in them too. And I didn't get out too well. Common sense very ready does with these people, with these zealots. So I had to buy the coat. So I bought the coat. That's the long and short of that little tale. I bought the coat. Now, this here is a backpack. It's as well, when you're drawing these type of cartoons, you're going into the realms of experts. You know, people who sort of know what they're talking about. Unlike me. So it's always good to get it kind of right. Now, I know that this is way too big and it wouldn't have half the stuff on it that I've got on it. But it's a cartoon. It's there to exaggerate. And it's my cartoon, so mind your own business, you expert people, you. Now, the whole idea of this cartoon is, like I say, times have changed an awful lot since I used to just take the dog and go for a walk. And nowadays, I've noticed people are wandering around with their mobile phones. They got sat navs for the walks. Yeah, for the walks. And They slavishly follow these things. I watched them, because wherever I go, I automatically people watch. I can't help myself. It's just part of what I do now. It's automatic. I don't think, oh, I'm a cartoonist, therefore I must people watch. It's not like that. It's just you do it automatically. So I'm watching them, and they're all wandering around with their sat navs on and slavishly following every instruction that is given, and completely failing to notice the incredible beauty of everything that's just around them. So this is geared towards those people who just go out there with their sat navs and don't pay any attention to what's around them. And it'll probably go up in my on my cartoon stock page as well, because it might actually double up as a gag cartoon. I don't know. I don't know. Do I want to put something else under there? Yeah. Let's have these little sticks they have. And so we have him as a camper as well, so we'll put a saucepan. Quick saucepan. By the way, if I didn't mention it in the introduction, the followings are starting to go up. I mean, it's a slow process when you first start. They say getting your first thousands the difficult one, and then it tends to sort of grow from there, hopefully. And although it'll say that I've been on YouTube for a long time, I haven't really done anything with it until now. And starting to do it regularly, as in every 2 weeks. I'd like to do it more, but it's a bit more difficult for me to do that with other work. But it's starting to pick up. And not just that, but I noticed that I got my report from Amazon. Yesterday, was it? The day before? Anyway, my sales have gone right up. And it's really ever since I started doing this and letting people know that a good way of supporting me is to go and get my books, to go and buy books. Do it again. Buy my books, which people are doing. And I can only put it down to this channel because they've not bought them in the numbers that they have, or they used to, or they are, sorry. So yes, it's down to you lovely people. So thank you very, 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 very much. I'm much appreciated. It enables me to, hopefully at some point, just do that. And do these and have some fun. Now that is a bit of barbed wire. Where do you draw barbed wire? 9 little kisses. And the same thing here. A bit more difficult when it's all bent and null to keep it consistent, but you get the idea. Barbed wire and some netting. He's wandered aimlessly out to the edge of a cliff. There's his foot going over. He has no idea. He's not paying any attention to where he's going. He's just looking at the sat nav. Now he's going over the precipice of a rock face. And he doesn't know he's there. And to show the danger, you do it in 2 ways to show the height. First bit is there, so we'll have a few rocks coming off like that. That shows danger. And the next thing we do is we'll put a little bit of scenery in. We'll have it sort of so as it's really in the distance. A good way of doing it is to have maybe like a lake. So there we go. And there are sort of lots of lakes around these beautiful areas. I mean, the Lake District itself, obviously, self-explanatory. A second. Right, I'm going to go to radio silence whilst I just get what I want here. There you go, radio silence over. Sorry. Just as you thought it was safe to go off and make yourself a cup of tea, or coffee, or coffee in America. Yeah. Just a bit of tree lines. Yeah, so yeah, thank you very, very much, you wonderful, wonderful people. Made me very, very happy. There'll be more of the stuff that I produce myself, and increasingly I shall be producing more and more myself, particularly with the rather worrying news that publishers are now starting to employ what they call diversity consultants. This is not to sort of take stuff that is overtly, I don't know, sexist, racist, whatever you want to, whichever one of those. It's ones that are taking classic children's literature and just saying, no, we don't think the children want that. They're not asking what children want. They're assuming that they know what children want, and they're changing it. And it's annoying a lot of people. Puffin Books did it with the Roald Dahl. That was the thing that was in the news this week. They've literally rewritten certain parts of the Roald Dahl books. Now, Roald Dahl was a genius, and not to be disturbed. And it just makes you think, well, if they're going to mess with geniuses, then there's no hope for the rest of us. So, whereas I always wanted to send my children's book ideas into publishers and get them published on a mass scale, I'm now thinking no, because it would just, I think I'd spin in my grave if I became a success, and at some point in the distant future they decided, no, this guy didn't know what he was talking about. I was writing everything that was okay at the time. I don't want to be offensive to anyone. I'd never want to be offensive to anyone. No, not many people do that on purpose. But they deem it in the future as offensive, and they're idiots. They drive me insane. So I decided, no, I'll do it myself, because everyone's too frightened nowadays, or other publishers are. So I should do all my own stuff, and I should be highlighting it here. I should be showing the process of how I go about it, and hopefully you'll enjoy them enough to purchase them, either for yourself or your kids if it's for the children's books. All kinds. It's all be on my author's page, which there should be a link for, or there will be a link for, down below. Well, there you go. That's pretty much the illustration for the cartoon. There'll be a balloon there, and it's going to say something along the lines of take 2 more steps and then scream, ah! Something like that. Yeah, you enjoy that. Right, well then, we're going to go sort of whichever way we go, and have it inked. Slightly speeded up, a little bit of music. So go and get yourself that cup of tea now and sit back and see all the hard work being produced. Shall I do something here? I want to do something. I'll do another pots and pan. Do a few more of them maybe. So like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and when it's got the notification bell, there's an option there, a drop-down menu. Hit the drop-down menu and click on all, which I think is the first one you come to. And then every bit of rubbish that I produce will come your way. There'll be no stopping them. YouTube will go bonkers and say, there's another one, we got another one. And I say, no. Don't worry, they'll soon realise where they are and disappear in droves. Yes, and as always, leave comments down below. Anything you want to see me draw, let me know. I did do the cartoon strip last week, the Andy Cat one. 2 weeks ago, the Andy Cat one. That went down quite well. I got some great suggestions, and yes to all of you. To whatever you suggested, I will be doing in the future. I won't do them every fortnight because it would just become like a copycat channel, really. But I will be producing them very, very soon. And the next one, what do we say? We got a choice at the moment. We got The Wizard of Id, Hagar the Horrible, Gru the Wanderer. Liked all of them. I think there were a few more as well. I'm trying to think off the top of my head now. Not sure which one I'll go with. Veering towards either Hagar or the Wizard of Id, because I think the Wizard of Id, because I love medieval history. So, and there's a book I'm working on about that, and more about that soon. I think it might be one of the next ones I do, actually. So, very, very soon. Okay. Thank you once again for your time, and I hope I haven't disappointed. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next Diary of a Cartoonist or Cartoonist Diary. I don't even know what my own channel's called. That's how professional I am. It's one of the two anyway. Basically, it's the one you're watching. And I'll see you again soon. I was going to make this just a silent thing with no words. But I think I'll do a bit of a mixture of the both, because it's such a nice picture, size-wise. I can really go into some brush techniques. Of course, can you hear that squeaking? That's how shiny this paper is. Because brush techniques, it's a skill all on its own. I have one particular follower, Aaron, who has followed me on Facebook, and we've become good friends. And he's very underrated. He doesn't realise, I think, how good he is. And he does brushwork, and he's very, very good. And so keep it up, Aaron. I think you're very talented. Just need a bit more confidence, I think, and you just need more confidence in yourself, I think. Right, there you go. Now I've embarrassed Aaron. He's probably gone and run and hidden somewhere. Yeah, let's get on with it. I've been asked on a number of occasions, I suppose by people who are just trying to make polite conversation about what I do, because, you know, what do you do when someone says, what do you do for a living? I'm a cartoonist. Kind of like throws them a little bit. There's not a great deal else they can say to that, because not many people know what cartoonists do. I mean, many cartoonists don't know what they do. And so they sort of throw out what they know, and they sort of say, oh, do you draw them on a computer? And I say, no, I draw them by hand, and then I'll colour them in Photoshop. And that's pretty much the end of the conversation. But some will persevere, and they will say, well, have you ever thought of doing it on a computer? And I say, it took me so long. My answer had always been, it took me so long to learn how to draw with a brush and a dip pen. I think, why should I want to learn another skill which will put me basically where I was to start with? So I don't, and I was, start this year, I really was looking into doing it, thinking, oh, bugger it, let's just do it, let's get one. You know, I want to do some travelling, it'd be nice to take it with me, and I can just literally get out the tablet and just draw wherever I am. But then I looked into it a bit more, and I thought, God almighty, there's loads of, first of all, there's about 1 million, or seems to be about 1 million different types or versions of these tablets. They're all doing it. Wacom are doing it, Samsung are doing it, obviously Apple have got theirs, and there's Huawei, however you pronounce their name, they're doing them, and a bunch or plethora excuse me, of others. And I don't really know much about it, but they were saying that when they were giving the reviews on them, they were saying it's difficult to say which one to go for, It's a personal taste. Some of them have got some things you'll want, some of them have got other things you want. I guess you have to, and this is what really got me when he said, you have to find out what you are willing to go without. And I thought, I'm not willing to go without anything. I don't ever have to worry about going without anything with my drawing. I can do anything I want with a brush, and paper, pencil. Everything that they do on these programs is based on what you used to be able to do before the program was put into a computer. Now, I'm not being a technophobe because I've got a computer and it can do some pretty clever things. I've got mobile phones. I'm filming this on a mobile phone. But I just don't want to go down that road. Why would I want to buy something which apes what I could already do and pay them anything from between, I think it's for the entry level ones now, I think they're about £400 up to 1,700, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Why would I do that? Why would I sort of sit here drawing, someone say, right, you're very, very good at what you do. You obviously know exactly how to use all of these instruments. What we're now going to do, I'm going to take them all off you, charge you a couple of £1,000, and you can do and give you a device that does exactly the same thing that you did before. Sorry I went quiet then. You may have noticed this. I just literally realised that I wanted... God blimey, frog in the throat today. That I wanted to put the other arm in there because when I drew the thumb, I drew it slightly differently. I thought, oh, I'll put another one in there. So because people do that, don't they, with their phones? So I then drew the other arm in. But I just drew it in. I can do that. Years of practice. With the brush technique, I noticed also on the computers that one of the tests that these experts give, you know, when they're sort of unboxing something or what have you, and giving all the details about them, is he does the stylus test or pen test. And he says that when he does a line, I'll show you what I mean, and he's using the brush, he said he has to do lines like that. He can't do it like that. Because if he does, it does, I'll exaggerate it, it does this. It puts a big blob there and then it goes out. He said, I don't like that. He said, and so what you got to do is you got to find one that doesn't do it. And if you can't find one at the price you want, then you'll have to sort of draw quickly. I thought, I don't need to do that. Look, I can just go, I can do, and then look, I can leave the brush there. It's on there now. It's been on there all this time. No mark. And this brush cost me about £5. And it'll last me years. These things, and he was also talking about the computer to last you 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it? Well, it won't last you 10 years. I thought I could possibly still be using this brush in 10 years' time. Because they just don't run out. They're brilliant. So, yeah. My way of doing things, not for everyone. I get that. That doesn't make it wrong. It's just the way I like to do it. So I will, I think, continue to work in just pens, pencils, brushes. I don't think I could get this effect on a computer, let's put it that way. Not without a lot of practice, a lot of headaches, and a lot of heartache. Right, there we go. Yep. Have you enjoyed all this? Have you enjoyed this one? Is this different? Like I said, it's a diary of a cartoonist. Effectively, what I'm doing is I'm showing you insight into my working life as a cartoonist. And whereas I used to largely draw comic pages for the British children's comics market, and I published a couple of books out in Europe, in the European market, and I self-published my own for the Castle Gift market. More of that possibly next time or the time after. Nowadays I've become more of a jobbing cartoonist, shall we say. People ring me up and say, can you do a picture of my dog? Yeah, I can do that. Cartoon version of my dog. Yep, no worries. I'm actually drawing someone's car soon. She's going out on tour, giving sort of certain amounts of information around the country on a subject dear to her heart. So, and she's taking this car with her. And so she wants me to draw a cartoon of it, which she's going to use on social media, I should imagine, and various bits of merchandising. So you get asked to do all kinds of things. So as a result, some of this stuff I can show you. Some of it I can't. Some of it the customer says, no, I don't want that going on social media or YouTube. I know this is private. It's fair enough. So the idea was, diary of a cartoonist, what I'm up to, or what I can, publish that I'm up to, customers allow, and my own stuff. But also, I do get out and about. And when I get out and about, stuff tends to happen to me. Like there were things that happened to me on this trip. Some of them I can't really repeat because they weren't very nice. But some of them were fun. And as time goes by, I should probably start to recount some of those tales. And it's all part of my life. So it's the diary of a cartoonist. This cartoonist. Your cartoonist. And this cartoon came to me based on, as I said, what I'd observed. What I observed people doing. And of course, it's not just walkers, it's just life in general, isn't it? This is what people are like now. They're just obsessed with their phones. Their phones do everything for them. They can't survive without them. I watch all these YouTubers, and no matter where they go, it's become part of their clothing. They just literally got these mobile phones attached to them. They're going out for a massage, everything, got a mobile phone in their hands. Let go of it. I go out for walks sometimes. I leave the damn thing behind. In fact, I only really take it with me so I can take photographs. There we go, almost done on the main. Oh, dearie me. I nearly knocked my ink all over the place. I would have been hopping around the place going, oh gosh, dearie me, what a silly thing to do. Only not so many words. I also discovered, back on the old technical thing, I was watching another YouTuber. He was someone who goes out walking. So he's not a cartoonist. And he was going through his kit, so all his camping stuff and what have you. And he got to all the technical stuff, all his cameras and what have you. And he said that when he started out, he did what everyone else did. Went out and got himself all the GoPros and the various sort of video type camera. And eventually he says, you don't need it. So I just use my iPhone. That was it. That was all he uses. And I have been using my smartphone, which is just it's a Samsung of some sort. I don't know which one it is. And that's it. When I go in to renew my contracts, I tell them what I use it for, and they say, oh, well, okay, you want a good camera with plenty of memory. Yeah, so I get that. And it's been fine. It's not too good filming at night, evening work, because I drew this cartoon last night, and it didn't look good. It looked very dark. So I got up this morning when the light is natural, streaming through my window like an invading force. And yeah, but other than that, it's fine. So nothing specialist here, just an idiot with a pencil and a pen and a brush. And a rubber that's seen better days. Still works. So why replace? Right, I should go quiet now and complete the rest of the picture in silence. Enjoy the bit of music, and like I said, I'll see you soon. There you have it. Another cartoon from the Aegis. Now I'll try and find a pen. Oh, that's not what I wanted, was it? Where are you? Come on, I know you're here. Here, pen, pen, pen. That'll do. Right. And then we just signed it. I think I'll sign it here this time. There you go. The completed cartoon. With a bit of luck, it'll be in colour on the very end. If not, oh, no luck. Oh, let's not forget the little crisscrosses, shall we? Otherwise we won't know what they are. Not that we do anyway. But having put the damn stuff in, I went and put all this stuff afterwards, didn't I? All these, all my little flourishes. And those will just be little flowers. There wasn't that many, because of course it's not even, well, starting to be turning to spring, I think, isn't it? So it's not even quite there yet. So there you go, there's a cartoon, someone coming off the edge of the cliff, how to show it, some rocks falling down there, and then in the distance something very large like a lake, but seen quite small in the picture. Just gives you the image of the height and the danger that he's unaware that he's in because he's on his mobile phone. Hope you enjoyed. See you all again very, very soon. Well, 2 weeks' time. We're keeping it up, by the way. Oh, tell you what, I'm impressing myself. Okay, thanks very much once again. See you all soon. Bye for now.